9 signs that you were born to heal. The well-being of the world is in your hands. The history of mankind is full of wonderful personalities who have left their healing and reconciling traces on this earth. The peacemakers, the diplomats, doctors, and spiritual lights who have put themselves and their work at the service of good causes have existed since time immemorial. Some of them became saints and were blessed, went down in history as gurus, prophets, and great political strategists. Many of them, however, have done their good works in silence and in private. Every person can heal if he declares this to be his mission. But some of us were born for this, and now we have to follow this star whether we want to or not. Therefore, we would like to present you 9 clues that you are also one of these born healers. 1. Your empathy is strongly developed. The founder of modern medicine, Paracelsus, once said, "The highest reason for medicine is love." If you do not like people and prefer to avoid them, you are missing the most important prerequisite for the profession or vocation of a healer. Empaths do not have an automatic filtering system that lets through only the information relevant to them. Empaths receive everything that moves and concerns their fellow human beings. Whoever wants to get to the bottom of problems, whether physical or psychological, must always perceive the person in his or her entirety. What distinguishes healers from other people is the willingness to give others their full attention and the ability to read between the lines. 2. You are close to nature. Healers cannot help but draw their strength from nature. It was and is the basis of our lives and provides us with everything we need. Those who feel at home in it and really come alive when they can feel grass and earth and inhale oxygen-rich forest air are as close to creation as a human being can be. Moreover, there is no faster and easier way to recharge one's resources and energy reserves than in direct contact with Mother Nature. Healers desperately need this instant solution, as they use much of their energy for their mission. Herbalism and a particularly respectful closeness to the animal world also characterize people with healing abilities. 3. Healing runs in the family. It is no coincidence that the profession of medicine in particular is passed down with preference from one generation to the next. Many families can look back on a long line of ancestors with healing abilities. Beyond conventional medicine, however, we can also observe that healing in the broader sense and special skills are also preferably a family matter. If you can look back on a line of ancestors who knew a lot about herbs, plants, or special rituals, provided advice and help for their environment, or acted as midwives and white witches, you are in the very best company with a long tradition. 4. You have deep wounds and old scars inside you. It's strange, but the greatest and most gifted healers have been through the most difficult times and many dark years. As we know, it is the cracks in our souls that allow the light to flow into them. Unfortunately, it is unknown from whom this insight originated, but it makes perfect sense. True compassion for illness and suffering can only be felt by someone who has been to these dark places themselves. The despair and hopelessness that then afflict us cannot be described to anyone. Every person must have experienced it himself once to be able to comprehend it. 5. Animals are magically attracted to you. If you love nature and respect all the creatures of this earth, you are magically attracted to the animal world. Pets and wild specimens of all kinds instantly recognize the empaths and healers among us. They do not shy away from contact because they have nothing to fear from these special people. So, if you are a real magnet for animals, these animal friendships are also a clear indication that healing is one of your strengths. 6. You are always ready to help someone. The ordinary willingness to help, which we may encounter 100 times a day, is in itself a sign of a good person. People who hold the door open for others, help carry heavy things, or offer their seat on the bus or train are something humanity cannot have enough of. Every hand extended is a blessing, and for the one who can gratefully take it, it means rescue from a predicament. It doesn't take great heroic deeds to be an everyday healer. Whoever has the courage to act selflessly and to be alert to the needs of his fellow human beings has already saved the day of at least one of them, if not even his life. 7. Your hands show the sign of the healers. Consider your 2 little fingers. On the inside of the lowest phalanx, some people have a grouping of vertical lines and fine strokes that is considered the sign of healers. 8. You have already reached the state of spiritual awakening. Some form of faith and religious worldview helps tremendously in walking as a good person on this planet. If you are also a healer and want to use your talents to serve the community, you need a spiritual toolkit even more than others. The more advanced a person is on the path towards enlightenment, the easier his or her mission will be. Healing and bringing light require a lot of strength, courage, and love. We get these 3 prerequisites as a heavenly addition when we have found faith, no matter in what. Unfortunately, healing does not always mean being successful. Losses and setbacks must also, and sometimes especially, be accepted by the good among us. Those who, despite all their efforts, do not always manage to live up to their mission, subsequently need an authority to whom they can turn without reservation. Spiritual awakening is not a necessity for healing, but it is a very useful and absolutely helpful prerequisite for it. 9. Strangers entrust themselves to you without reservation. Are you one of those people who has an invisible "talk to me" sign tacked to their forehead? No matter where you go, it doesn't take long for someone to pour their heart out to you. Congratulations! What must be an exhausting gauntlet for you some days means short-term relief from whatever is bothering these people. You seem like someone walking through the world who is trustworthy and friendly. Here too lurks one of the marks of a true healer that you should not underestimate. Came to heal. Healing has many faces. Not only doctors and nurses, therapists and pharmacists are meant here. Every person who does not refuse to help another person can basically count themselves among these special personalities. Empathy and compassion and a good heart are enough to bring more light and even more good works into this world. Always remember the wise phrase, whoever saves just one human life saves the whole world.